Okay, so we have a real world scenario where we need to take an Excel file. We have 6 rows and we want to take this data and we want to unpivot it so that these become values in the column. 3 columns. Let's see how this works. So I'm going to create a Python file, call it row to column.py. The only library you'll be using is pandas, so we'll import pandas. Then we're going to create a data frame, pd.read Excel. This here is going to read the Excel file. So because the Python file is in the same directory or folder as the Excel file, you just go ahead and type in the name. And in the sheet name, we're going to use the first sheet. Header, yes, we want header. Now, this here is the function that's going to do the unpivot for us. It's called melt. pd.melt is our data frame ID vars is equal to SourceID, and the var name is going to be attribute, and the value name is going to be value. These are the columns that we are creating in the newly melted Excel file. You have a source ID column, attribute column, and a value column. So we're going to melt everything together to Excel. I'm going to output this to Excel, so we'll just call it output.xlsx. Index is equal to false. I don't want to index it. Header is equal to true. I want a header. Okay, and then that's it. So now I'm going to save the file and we're going to run the file. And here is our output. And voila, our rows are now into columns. So if you look at this file, it's like, this is kind of hard to read because how do I know which one goes with which? Okay, so we'll close this out, our Python file, and before we write to the Excel file, let us create a row number, and this here is the equivalent of partition by in Microsoft SQL Server. So melted, we're going to call this row number, and then melted that we're going to sort the values, and we're going to sort it by source ID attribute, and then it's going to be ascending. Ascending equals group by attribute. This is the column that we'll be grouping by. Let's see, that, and then we're going to count the row number. Okay, and that should do it. So this here, we're creating a brand new column called row number, and then we're going to sort by these values, and then we're going to group by the attribute. And let's see this, and here's our row number. So now everything makes more sense. So if you were to filter by row number 1, so let me filter it by rows. I'm going to filter by row 1. These are all the values that are in row 1. So here's your column, folder type, account review, store, new runs, store ID, date, account, name, right off. And there you have it. That's how you take an Excel file with multiple rows, multiple columns, and you turn it into an unpivot Excel file. Yeah, so it's called unpivot. So the next video that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to insert this into a SQL database. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.